sing this morning. Wherever you are right now, just take this time to worship you, God. Be still and know that the Lord is in control. Be still, my soul. Stand and watch as giants fall. I won't be afraid, 'cause you are here. You silence all my fear. I won't be afraid, so don't let go. Be still my heart and know I won't be afraid. Come on, we sing. Be still and trust what the Lord has said is done. Find rest, my soul. Stand and watch as giants fall. I won't be afraid, 'cause you are here. You silence all my fear. I won't be afraid, so don't let go. Be still my heart and know I won't be afraid. No, I won't. Be still my heart and know. Be still my heart and know. Come on, we sing. Surely love and mercy, your peace and kindness will follow me, will follow me. Surely love and mercy, your peace and kindness will follow me, will follow me. Sing surely love and mercy, peace and kindness will follow me, will follow me. Sing surely love and mercy, peace and kindness will follow me. I won't be afraid, you are here. You silence all my fear. I won't be afraid, don't let go. Be still my heart and know
Hold me now.
lifted up, and my knees know it's all for your glory. I might stand with more reasons to sing than to fear. You pulled me from the clay, you set me on a rock, you called me by your name, made my heart whole again. Here I stand, I in surrender, I need you now. Hold my heart now and forever, my soul cries out. Once I was broken, you loved my whole heart through. Sin has no hold on me, but your grace holds me now. And that grace holds the ground where the grave did. Oh, my shame remains left for dead in your wake. You crashed those age-old gates, you left no stone unturned. You stepped out of that grave, showing me your way. Here I stand, I am surrender, I need you now. Hold my heart now and forever, my soul cries out. Once I was broken, you loved my whole heart through. Sin has no hold on me, 'cause your grace holds me now. And I'm forgiven. Look where my chains are now. Death has no hold on me, 'cause your grace holds that now. Grace holds me now. Your grace holds me now. Death has no hold on me, 'cause your grace holds that now. Your grace holds that ground. Look where my chains are now. Death has no hold on me, 'cause your grace holds that ground. Healed and forgiven. Look where my chains are now. Death has no hold on me, 'cause your grace holds that ground.
Peace like a river wash over me. Immerse me in water as deep as the sea. Hide me in love, your healing embrace. Peace like a river wash over me. Come on, as I worship your majesty, I worship your holy name. Jesus, my everything, all that I am is yours. Come, Holy Spirit. Come, Holy Spirit, rain down on me. Break open the heavens, drench the unseen. Pour out your presence as I pour out your praise. Come, Holy Spirit, Lord, have your way as I worship your majesty, worship your holy name. Jesus, my everything, all that I am is yours. Worship your majesty, worship your holy name. Jesus, my everything, all that I am is yours. So come on, we sing open the heavens. Open the heavens, fling wide the gates, flood every heart with the mercy. Pour out your presence and happy our praise as we cry, holy, holy. Open the heavens, fling wide the gates, flood every heart with the mercy. Pour out your presence and happy our praise as we cry, holy, holy. Open the heavens, fling wide the gates, flood every heart with mercy. Pour out your presence and happy our praise as we cry, holy, holy. Whoa, 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 as we cry, holy, holy. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Come on, church, we make this our declaration this moment. Lord, send revival. Lord, send it now. Move of your spirit, heaven break out. Come now in power, cover this land like you've done it before. Would you do it again? Lord, send revival, Lord, send it now. Move of your spirit, heaven break out. Come now in power, cover this land like you've done it before. Would you do it again? Lord, send revival, Lord, send it now. Move of your spirit, heaven break out. Come now in power, cover this land like you've done it before. Would you do it again? Lord, send revival, Lord, send it now. Move of your spirit, heaven break out. Come now in power, cover this land like you've done it before. Would you do it again? Heaven break out, heaven break out, heaven break out, heaven break out. Come on, we sing. Lord, send revival, Lord, send it now. Move of your spirit, heaven break out. Come now in power, cover this land like you've done it before. Would you do it again? Lord, send revival, Lord, send it now. Move of your spirit, heaven break out. Come now in power, cover this land like you've done it before. Would you do it again?
Morning, church. Wasn't that a great time of worship we've had this morning? I'm just going to come now to giving, and just want to encourage us in our giving, and I want to read something to you, something that I was sent yesterday by a friend. And it's entitled Radical Generosity, and I love that thought, absolutely love it. And it says, give to those who need it and give to those who don't. That's radical to start with, isn't it? Give to those who don't. Give of your time, give people hope, give a smile or two or three, give without expectation, give practically, be a radical giver. And I just want to encourage us this week, church. We are so grateful for the generosity of the Edge Church family. We really are. You're amazing givers. But I just want to encourage us this week to do something different, to step out of the box a little bit and to be radical in our giving. We're going to come now to the word, and it's my great honour to say that today we have our worship pastor, Dan Matthews, who's also our son, bringing the word. We're going to believe that it's going to be fantastic. So get your notebooks out, get your pens out, and settle in and enjoy the word.
Hi, welcome back to church. Hope you're all right. Hope you're having a good morning so far. 11 o'clock is so easy when you don't have to leave the house, when you can't leave the house. Sorry, that's me again, but it is what it is. Sorry, double dose of me, worship, and then this. It's almost like summer at Edge, isn't it? But hey, that's all right. So I've got one opportunity to record this while the house is quiet, so at the moment no one's in. I'm off work today, and Caleb's at school, and Becky's taken Faith out to B&M to get some essential shopping before you judge. It's very essential. Now, hey, this is weird. I've never ever done this before. I'm not an experienced blogger or YouTuber like my dad, who's now got 13 or 14 weeks of experience. So he'll be giving out tips on how to do social media and how to blog before you know it. But this is weird. I'm normally used to at least having some faces in front of us. Sometimes when I speak, it's the summer months at Edge and it's not very populated, could be one word, you all take holiday. So I'm normally at least like used to looking at maybe 3 faces that are smiling back, maybe one that isn't, maybe a couple asleep, but It's me and a camera stacked on some board games and an iPhone recording us. So there's nothing overly technical here. I've got Alexa playing some music, PowerPoint presentation behind us, only going to show one slide, so it's nothing fancy, nothing to get too excited about. But it's weird. I'm not used to being on camera. Talking about camera, so I'll sidetrack for a minute before we really kick on. But I'm playing a basketball game at the moment. So I watched a documentary on Netflix. I can really highly recommend The Last Dance, about Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls in the 90s, all that kind of stuff. And when I get into something, I get fully into it. So I bought the NBA basketball game, and as part of the game you can make your own character. So I decided, you know what, I'm 33, this is something I'm going to invest my time in when I can. I get 5 minutes a day free. I thought, you know, I'm going to make my own character. So you can scan your face in. So I used the face scanning app, and apparently I was looking at the reviews on YouTube and stuff, and people are like, how great is this? Look, you can make a player identical to you. So I scanned it. You have to wait like 5 minutes or something for it to come through. I loaded it up on the Switch that I was playing it on, and the only distinguishing features it picked up from me was a giant head and a squinty right eye. So the player looked like no player you've probably ever seen in your life, and certainly not someone that should be playing in the NBA. So I'm a little conscious about being on camera. That probably the only features you're going to really pick up this morning on your big TVs, if you're watching it on, will be my massive head and a squinty right eye. So I recommend this video should come with a warning, a pre-warning, that you should probably just watch it on a phone or on your watch if you can, so you just get a very tiny screen. Anyway, right, let's jump in. I'm reading from the Message Bible today, the Message version, and this is Luke 24, 13 to 16. And it says this: that same day, two of them were walking to the village Emmaus, about 7 miles out of Jerusalem. They were in deep conversation, going over all these things that happened. In the middle of their talk and their questions, Jesus came up and walked alongside them. And this is the key bit. They were not able to recognize who he was. In the middle of their talk and their questions and their busyness and their distracted mindset, Jesus came up, walked alongside them, but they didn't even recognize that it was him. So this kind of got me thinking a little bit about Caleb. So we have a lot of stories about Caleb. You've heard tons about him over the last 13 weeks and over the last 5 years since he's been alive. To be honest, you hear a lot about Caleb, but this got me thinking a little bit about Caleb. See, Caleb's brain works about 1,000 miles an hour, and that's putting it mildly. It works 2,000 times an hour. He sometimes works so fast that he misses the moment that he's in. So like, if mum and daddy here, or whoever's here, before lockdown restrictions, before you report us, if mum and daddy here, or Hannah's here, or whatever, and they're saying bye, and they're trying to like get his attention to say bye, Caleb's already on to the next thing. He's thinking about, well, they're going now, so can I have my treat now? Can I watch this on telly now? Can we play this? Can we play that? Caleb is always like 1,000 steps ahead. Even yesterday when we picked him up from school, and we're asking him the questions, and he responds in the typical kid way for a bit, like, how was school? Fine. Who did you play with? Noah. What did you play? Just stuff. One word answers, and then all of a sudden he comes out with like, how long would it take us to get to the moon? How many people are on Earth? How many planets are there? How long would it take, do you think, to get to Saturn? Saturn's red, isn't it? He's like working ahead of the moment. So we're trying to find out how his school is, and he's already on to the next thing. Mum and dad, or whoever, trying to say bye, he's already on to the next thing. And this story reminded me of that. See, the two disciples were walking, but they were distracted, they were consumed, and they missed the moment. They were so consumed and they were so distracted that they missed what was going on. So this morning I've got a challenge, church. What if 2020, instead of being a wasteland year, instead of being a gap year, instead of being a year of cancelled opportunity, a year of reschedule, a year of unused gig tickets, Kings of Leon and Aerosmith, what if that What if instead of that, what if this year is the thing we've been waiting for? What if this year is the revival that we've been praying for? What if this is what revival looks like? What if this is revival? See, it's funny, we keep saying we can't wait to get back to normal, but really, was normal that good? Yeah, we could go out for a cheeky Nando's, we could catch the latest Marvel movie, we could see our football teams lose, we could wait for 45 minutes in the rain for our metro to be cancelled because of leaves on the track, but do we really just want to get back to normal? What if, here church, what if normal, what if walking in our normal was a distraction? What if walking in our normal was creating us to miss something? What if this is a revival of things that died in the busyness of our normal lives? What if this season is a revival of things that died because of busyness in our normal lives? Maybe the normal that we had was the thing that we were praying for a break from. What if, church, what if this season, what if this is revival? We've already sang, Lord send revival, Lord send it now, and move of your spirit, heaven break out. What if, church, what if in this season, this is revival? So I had a look at I didn't look at a dictionary. We don't have many books in this house. We've maybe got like 3 Peppa Pig books and about 55 Mr. Men books. I didn't look in the dictionary. I googled the word revival, and the word revival is the process of becoming more active or popular again. Revival means the process of becoming more active or popular again. What if the things that died in the busyness of our normal lives are now in a season of revival? So I've got 4 areas of revival during this season. I've got 4 areas that might just have been made active again in this season. 4 areas where God might have just hit the reset button in our lives, okay? So if you're taking notes, let's write them down. If you're not, then you can watch it back and take notes the next time. So 4 areas of revival during this season. Number 1, in this season, I believe there's been a revival of our appreciation and our gratitude. In this season, I believe there's been a revival of our appreciation and our gratitude. It's funny, I think in this season, our appreciation has been made active again. Our gratitude has been made active again. I don't know about you, but life can be like so busy that you forget just to appreciate things. So like, even like our calendar normally is like Monday night, Becky will get in late from work with the kids. We get them sorted. By the time we're sorted, it's like 8 o'clock, too late. Tuesday night, Becky's normally out doing some kind of Pilates / yoga in water magic that she does, I don't know. Wednesday night, we've either got church or football. Thursday night is either football or Becky goes to one more of our yoga / dancing in water class malarkey things that she has going on. Friday nights, she doesn't get in from work till 6 or 7, so by the time the kids are sorted again, it's really late. And then you're at the weekend and a week's gone, you haven't really had any time. We're both working a lot, we're both busy with kids. You don't really have time just to take stuff in and appreciate. But I believe in this season that there might just be a revival of appreciation and a revival of gratitude for things that we used to take for granted. We now surely have an appreciation of what freedom means. Freedom in worldly terms, I guess, not eternal terms, because we're free. Who the Son sets free is free indeed. So we know that freedom, but it's a different kind of freedom that we have in the world. Anyway, you know what I mean. you can appreciate being able to leave the house, is what I'm saying. Maybe we now have a revival of appreciation for friends. See, I'm not the most sociable person in the world. I'm probably not as bad as Dad for being unsociable, but I'm fairly close. But in this season, I've really missed friends, missed seeing friends. I've missed being able to catch up with friends, even like work friends. It's weird, but I now have an appreciation for even work friends, but especially friends in church and close friends. I like a huge gratitude and a huge appreciation for them. Maybe this season is a revival and it's making active our appreciation for friends again. Definitely family, an appreciation of family, especially when you don't get to see them as often or as much. I didn't even see my family that often anyway because of how busy, like I said, our calendars were. But in this season, a week without seeing them feels even longer. And for that first however long when you couldn't even see people, that was really tough. And I think this season surely has hit the reset button on our gratitude for family and everything family does for you. A massive revival and appreciation for babysitters. All the parents said, Gemma, I feel you paying down the camera. An appreciation for babysitters and people that look after your kids. Come on, this season surely there's been a revival and appreciation of like teachers, school teachers who look after your kids all day, or and our pastors. Surely there's been a revival of appreciation for our pastors. They work really hard on a normal Sunday, never mind during a week now where everything's recorded and all that kind of stuff. And I've got to be honest, I think recording this kind of stuff is probably harder than speaking to like 3 people and a couple of people asleep. It is, because it just is. I think in this season there's genuinely been a revival of appreciation and a revival of gratitude for church, hasn't it? All that church does and all that church means to us. Okay, I've got to stop watching. It's been 40 minutes. I was really expecting this to be about 8 minutes, so I'm already doing slightly better than I thought. I'm going to take a drink. I could edit this out, but I probably won't. Okay, number 2. In this season, I believe there's been a revival of our perspective. I believe there's been a revival of our perspective. A perspective revival. Surely in this season, if our perspective wasn't going to change, then it never is. If what matters isn't now at the forefront of our mind, if what really matters isn't in our new perspective, then what else does it take? I believe maybe in this season, like I said, we can start to appreciate and we can start to have gratitude for things that we never did. I believe in this season a shift of perspective has happened. A revival of perspective has happened, where true perspective and a right perspective and a new focus has been made active again. It's funny that the thing that used to annoy you about church now isn't an issue. It won't be an issue when you go back, because we're going to be grateful and appreciate that we can go back. Maybe that song that we sang for 100 weeks in a row, Jesus Our Redemption, maybe next time we sing it in church, you'll not yawn and you'll not look bored, but you'll be singing it with a new energy and a new passion, because hey, our perspective and our focus has been revived. The things that really matter are now in our perspective. The things that really deserve focus can get our focus. The busyness of life in 2020 and 2019, however that looks to you, that busyness has been stopped and hit reset on us. Everything that was bothering us is gone, and a new perspective and a fresh perspective and a revival of perspective can take place. So you can see clearly, you can see with focus. Stuff that was bothering you, that you were focused and looking at, that shouldn't have been bothering you and shouldn't have been taking away your focus, is gone. So now there's been a revival of perspective. Don't miss the revival of perspective in your life. Don't miss the chance to really lay everything down and really just start looking at life, start looking at family, start looking at friends, start looking at church, start looking at your vision, start looking at goals with a new, fresh perspective without distraction. See, the weird thing is about lockdown is that some of the things that distracted us the most are still there. So your Twitter's still there, your Facebook's still there, your Instagram's still there. But church, I'm telling you, take this time, take this lockdown, take this quarantine, take this self-isolation, take whatever you've got going on in your life right now, take the opportunity to have a revival of fresh perspective in your life. Let true perspective and true focus become active again in your life. Okay, number 3. I believe in this season there's been a revival of our passion. A revival in our passion. I think what's funny is that if you're isolating as part of a couple, if you're isolating as husband and wife, then I think this period of time, this 14 weeks, this 3 months, however, this 3 years, this 10 years, this however long it's been, however long it feels like, I think this season will have either made or broken couples. I think some couples are going to come out of it with a revival of passion. You know, we never spend this much time together as people, do we? We never, I mean, I don't know about you, but I've never been in jail, so I've never been locked in a cell with anyone. Hi, Brian Miller. I've never been locked in a cell with anyone. But this season has really thrown us really tightly together. And I think it's a make or break for couples. You might come out of it with more passion, or it might have just broken you altogether. I know for sure that I've now got more of a passion for football. Let's not chat about League One, but I'm looking forward to watching Stoke against Millwall. I'm looking forward to watching Peterborough against Bury. I'm looking forward to watching the England under-19 team against the Bosnia under-19 team. I'm looking forward to watching any football that's been on. How about a passion for shopping? You might have had a passion for shopping before, but I believe there's probably been more of a revival of that passion over the last week since you've been fighting in Primark queues. But what I'm trying to say is, I think in this time, in this season, there's been a revival of our passion for church. I believe there's a passion revival for church again. Church is amazing. Church is God's adaptable answer to the world's problem. And who would have thought that in 2020 on a Sunday in June that you'd be able to attend Hillsong Church in Australia, you'd be able to attend Edge Church, you'd then be able to attend Hillsong Church London, then Elevation Church, then Elevation, then TD Jakes' church on the night. I think if anything, this quarantine has shown that the church is God's adaptable answer to the world's problem. This stuff like this could have made or broken the church, and I believe it's made the church. I believe the church has been adaptable and been able to meet you where you are today, and be able to meet needs when needs have been needed in this time. Now I believe our passion for church has been revived. I don't know about you, but how many Sundays have you just gone through the motions? Like I said, you complained about the songs that we've sang, you haven't appreciated what someone said to you, someone hasn't acknowledged you in the right way, you complain about how hot the building, how cold the building is, how many stairs up the building is, how broken the lift is, how hot the coffee is, how cold the coffee is, how there's too much sugar in your tea. I feel like I'm very much stuck on the coffee side. The coffee's great, don't worry. But how many Sundays have we really just gone through the motions, when I believe on our first Sunday back from all of this, it's going to be filled with so much passion, so much energy, so much yearning, so much earnest for what God's going to do over the next season. Now, it's going to look like a different church, because I believe our passion for the church has been revived. I believe that our passion for the church has been reactivated. Hey, you don't know what you've got until it's gone. And yes, this is great. I love being able to do church this way. For one, hey, it's easy for most of us. We don't have to get out of bed if you don't want to. Hi, if you're watching in bed, that's odd, but that's fine, it's up to you. But you really don't know what you've got till it's gone. And that sense of community that you lose when we're not there is like, you can't even put your finger on what it really means. And I believe when we go back, like I say, our passion for church has been reactivated. Maybe it was dead, maybe it was lost in the busyness of everything going on, but church, I believe right in this season, our passion, our revival, and for the passion of church has been reactivated. Amen. And finally, 22 minutes and 20 seconds. Wow. Much longer than I thought this was going to take. Longer than it was going to last. Anyway, number 4, I believe in this season, this is a big one, there's been a revival of our trust. There's been a revival of trust. I believe that our trust has been made active again. I believe there's been a reactivation of our trust. Here's a question, church. Did you really need to trust God before? Everything was like fairly certain. Everything was fairly routine. But this, church, this season, this virus that's going on has really broken the rhythm of the world that we knew. What was predictable is no longer predictable. The world we knew was stopped. The trust, the stuff we thought we could trust in was gone. Everything was certain, everything was routine, everything was in motion, and then all of a sudden it stopped. Did you really need to trust God before? Did you really need to trust Him when everything was as expected? When everything was, as Caleb would say, normal? This is our normal. When everything was normal, did you really need to trust? I don't know, but I know when the predictable is no longer predictable. When what we know is no longer trustworthy. When we know what we knew is no longer there. I know that in this season there's been an activation of trust in God that maybe wasn't there before. See, change is being forced, and when you're forced anything, there's friction, and it's messy, and it's complicated. But I believe in this season, it's forced us, and it's pushed us, and it's reactivated our trust in God. See, it's funny that at the beginning of this year, the message was into the unknown. It's almost like that's a prophet. These staff, like very new. I don't think any of us knew this. And I think if we trusted in God then, if we trusted in God back when predictable stuff was predictable, how much more do we need to trust God now when we don't even know what next week will bring? We don't know when we'll be back together. We have to trust God that we will be back together one day as church, but we don't know when. If that isn't a revival of trust, if that isn't a revival of trust in God, and a revival of faith in God, and a revival of just needing God, then what is? What is? What was ever going to cause us to do that? I believe this season, 2020, the Corona experience, whatever it's got, COVID-19 months, the longest march known to man, whatever the season's going to be called, I believe it's created a trust revival. Okay, I'm going to end with I'm ending soon. And this isn't like that. This is not when he says he's ending and then 10 minutes later there'll be point 10 of point 5, which was point 3 of point 4 of point A. I'm not like that. When I say I'm finished, I really am. And I've got a story, and again it's about Caleb. So at the beginning of this year, we were supposed to be going on holiday. Remember holidays? We were supposed to be going on a plane. Remember planes? And we were supposed to be going to a place called Florida. And Caleb's never been to Florida. He doesn't really know what a Florida is, but he talks about it a lot. So we'll be in the car and he'll point and be like, Florida, that's Florida. Or we got to time out the other week and he's like, This is Florida, isn't it, Daddy? This is Florida. I know, Caleb, this isn't Florida. It will be like back in the few weeks ago or however long ago I went on a car trip out of Point again. That's Florida. This is Florida. I can't wait to go to Florida. This is Florida. Is this Florida? This is Florida. Florida, Florida, Florida. He has no idea what Florida is, and I think as church and as Christians, how many times have we asked ourselves, is this it? Is this the revival? Is this revival? Is this revival? We went to a conference 2 years ago titled "This is Revival." And we still ask ourselves, is this revival? Is this revival? Is that what revival looks like? Really, maybe we don't even know what revival looks like, church. Maybe we don't even know what revival looks like, but we're a bit like Caleb. Is this Florida? Is this revival? Is this surely this is revival? Is this what revival looks like? You know, one day I'll be able to say to Caleb, yeah, this is Florida. This is Florida. You might not have known what it was going to look like. You might not have expected the heat. You might not have expected the struggle of an 11-hour flight. But hey, this is Florida. And I think maybe this morning God's saying to us, hey, whoa, stop. Look, church, this is revival. This right here, this is revival. You might not have expected something to look so drastic, something to take everything away. You might not have expected to have been forced into something you weren't really expecting, but you didn't know what revival was going to look like. But this is revival. Don't miss it. Don't miss the revival. Maybe this is the season that we've been waiting for. Maybe this is the season we've been praying for. We've been praying for an opportunity to have more trust in God. Well, church, this is it. We've been for an opportunity to understand what it means to appreciate again. Hey, church, maybe this is it. We've been waiting for an opportunity for our passion to be reactivated. Hey, church, maybe this is it. Don't miss the revival. Don't miss the revival because it doesn't look how it was supposed to look. Don't miss the revival because it doesn't look how you're expecting it. Don't miss the revival because it's more of a struggle than you thought it was going to be. Maybe this is revival. Revival means to reactivate, make something active that wasn't active anymore. And maybe this, church, maybe this is revival. Maybe this is the opportunity you've been waiting for. Don't miss the opportunity, church, for your appreciation, for your gratitude, for your perspective, for your passion, and for your trust to be made active again. Amen.
Hi church, wasn't that a fantastic word from Pastor Dan Matthews? It was so good, and I'm sure it's given you the encouragement that you need for the week ahead. So we're just going to say bye for now. We'll see you next week. Have a great week. Have a fantastic time, and we'll see you the same time next Sunday for Edge Church Online.